I'm here with Robert from AJA. How are you doing, Robert?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
I want to talk about the end user. They become very outcome focused as we come out of the pandemic, and they're really looking at what they're delivering to the people that are using their systems. At the same time, what this means is that they're not shying away from complexity because they want a specific outcome and they're willing to create a solution around that. And now that solution needs to have communication and collaboration, it needs to handle content. How can AJA kind of help them out and create these systems that they need?
Well, it's an excellent question, and I agree with you that end users are looking for more inventive ways to create more complex content. And so here at the show, we're basically focused on primarily streaming solutions that would enable that. So one of the things that we're showing here is Hilo Plus, which is our live streaming, encoding, and recording solution. And it allows the user, due to the fact that it has two live video inputs, one HDMI, one SDI, and a graphics and layering engine, allows them to create picture-in-picture based contents that they can stream to two independent encoders with two independent profiles. And one of the nice things is that the user interface allows them to create multiple presets that then allow them to switch in real time. So they can, educators and corporate and all kinds of different users who might have this need, such as government, can create much more complex presentations than just using a single camera and a stream. It's almost like having a mini switcher in a very small box.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head. The content strategy has developed and jumped leaps and bounds over the last 2 years, but to me it almost looks like it's two separate things that are colliding, right? Like broadcast and commercial AV have been so siloed for so long, and now there's this intersection where, hey, both of these solutions are required in the same location. Can you guys come together and play well? How do you think that's going? How do you think that's progressing?
Well, we definitely see a convergence, and I think, one of the great evolutions that sort of where you see that crossover is within NDI as an example. So, one of the great capabilities of NDI is that it leverages people's existing IT infrastructure because it's Ethernet, based. So Cat5, Cat6, 10 gig, 1 gig connections, which everybody has. Broadcasters have actually had to more move to that side, whereas all of these end user customers in sort of the corporate, education, government, hospital space, already have that existing infrastructure. But what we are able to provide, one of the things that we're showing here today is Bridge Live and Bridge NDI 3G, is an ability to cross those two worlds, where you can take traditional baseband video and convert to NDI, and then also do streaming. So we can take with our Bridge Live product, we can take NDI sources and convert them to SRT. We can take baseband video sources and convert them to SRT or NDI. So we give customers a lot of flexibility in creating these really complex workflows where they're building really complex studios, basically on the same level as a broadcaster with multiple cameras, but it's all NDI. But they also have to get out to the outside world, and that's where we have that SRT gateway, RTMP, so forth, using a product like that.
And I'm sure you've had this question from many an integrator. Do you have product, and what are your lead times for delivery?
Well, that's an excellent question. Like everybody, we've been challenged by a whole variety of logistical things that are fundamentally out of our control, like the war in Ukraine and China's lockdown policies and so forth. But we actually have for these products prepared quite extensively. So the Bridge products are actually in stock in our distributor in Singapore, as is the Hilo Plus, which we talked about at the beginning of the presentation. So,
Robert, always a pleasure.
Definitely. Thank you so much for bringing us on today.